Here's the truth about Final Fantasy 11 retail. Okay, there's a lot of quality of life changes. It's a lot more fast paced. There's a lot of stuff that your character has. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. The problem is it's not streamlined enough, right? You have to play the game with add-ons. You have to play the game with plugins. And people who say otherwise are just lying to themselves and lying to others. You have to buy guild. You have to power level. Anyone who says otherwise is lying to themselves and lying to other people. The game is essentially finished. Like, it's done. It's a finished game because it pushes a grind to get to the echelons of godhood, right? There is a lot to do, but it's so overly complicated. It's not user friendly. It's just too much. There's too much for a system that was meant for very little. And in order for that game to be saved, which I don't think it should be saved, I think even with someone who's done so much time in that game like myself, I say just let it die, man. Let it die, start over, do something new, refresh the system. Take back the work that you did, right? And they could do that by refreshing that system that they're working with, like the macros and those menus. It's just too much, man. You need to have things streamlined. Everything needs to be streamlined, and that includes items, mission details, fighting, travel, and just it has to be compulsory. Like, what I mean by that is, like, when you pick up the game, you're supposed to know how to play it automatically. That's what makes the game more appealing. Final Fantasy 11 is not compulsory. It is essentially right now an adult simulator. And what I mean by an adult simulator is you are more than not going to gamble in one way or another. Either going to buy guild to gamble, or you're going to like do like gambling at BCNM. Nobody is doing shouts for parties. Nobody's doing any of that stuff. Only like the true hardcore players are actually doing content, and good for them. And maybe there's some casuals doing it too, but I don't even have like the energy to go and do that stuff. Like, it's still at a point where you have to open up a web page or a web tab to like look up where you got to do and what you got to do, and that confounds and it just overcomplicates the process of dopamine maxing, because that's what you're trying to do in the video game, right? You're trying to dopamine max, and you gotta essentially have like two screens open to know what you're doing, and like get what you need to get. And then there are some like hard lines of you get to a point and you're gonna need help, and then you're gonna have to grind. I'm done with that. Very childish stuff, man. They need to fix. Final Fantasy 11 has so much potential, and that's why you see all these like private servers, because there's a lot to gain from that experience, a lot to extract from. And it's like I said earlier in some videos, is, you know, Square Enix gatekept so hard. They gatekept so hard that now that you're able to use these weapons, like, nobody's actually there to use it with or on. And even with like trusts, it's still a little bit difficult to get things done, even like basic things, right? And I don't really see a point in playing this game. I really don't. And it's ugly. Like, it just looks ugly. Like, it's ugly looking. It's an ugly looking game. They need to just, they can still keep it like sandbox, but make it like upgrade the graphics, and yeah. And you know what? I don't even necessarily mean like it's ugly. I just mean like the new items, the new texture work, the new armor models. They are ugly. Like they are like completely not on character. Like they just look so otherworldly and out of character. Like the new Limbus armors, like they're just, someone just dialed dial the brightness or saturation or hue on like an armor. It just went like that, and that's the new armor colors. And that's like, it looks so out of character. It looks so out of, it just looks bad. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are they doing now? Like, there's a lot of talk about Final Fantasy 11 coming back from the grave, and no, man, it's not. It's not coming back from the grave. It's just people coming to check how it is, and if it's worth coming back. And I can honestly say, it's not worth coming back to. There's no point. There's no point. The whole point of Final Fantasy 11 was the whole funnest part, and the point of it is a 6-party system. There's a 6-party man system that's extremely fun, where you get to like show off and have fun. And yeah, who are you going to show off to? Your trusts? Who are you going to show off to? Your AFK RMT party? It's so bad. Like, even the RMTs, it's only like, there's not as many RMTs as there used to be. When in 2024, 25, there was a shit ton of RMT going on for a whole bunch of different content, and now everything's just like really streamlined, and there's mostly like people just only selling guild, right? And not necessarily clears. Not to mention that there's I don't know about you guys, but there's some scam artists too. Like, you'll pay the guild to do your AFK party, and then you get ripped off. That didn't happen to me this time around, but it does happen, right? And it can happen, and that's another reason why you don't necessarily want to play this game anymore. It's a dead game. It needs to die, or it needs to completely do a 180, right? It needs to do something like what Final Fantasy 14 did. Because the state of Final Fantasy 11 is a convoluted mess. That's the honest state of Final Fantasy 11. It's a convoluted mess. And the necessity to have excessive amounts of inventory slot to hold all the items that you need is very profound. So you can't play this game without having like an uber amount of item slots, which is absolutely absurd, especially considering that in order to have these excessive amounts of inventory slots, you need to pay more money to subscribe to the service, to the game. So like, I paid a monthly service deductible of like $30 for 1 month to play the game because I needed all those item slots. This game is not good. It is washed up. I don't want to be so negative, but I also want to be honest and say what is not okay, right? And the way the system is now is just not okay. They need to streamline the fun. They need to streamline the interaction between NPCs and players and missions, and the game just needs to die, and people just need to let go. Honestly, people just need to let go, and understand that you may have wasted your entire life on something that you shouldn't have done. You shouldn't have wasted your life on playing a video game, and that's really what it boils down to. Some people don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept that maybe I shouldn't have been playing, maybe I shouldn't have been playing Black Mage for 20 years, or maybe I shouldn't have been playing, Red Mage until my fingers fall off, and that's okay. I mean, you can, I remember when I was a young man, I had dreams of retiring and playing Final Fantasy 11. And now thinking back and then trying to do it now, it seems so very foolish. I can't do it because it's not a fun experience. It's lonely, and the system is old, it's lame. And honestly, if they would take notes from the private servers, I think they could really make the game a lot better. But the thing with the private servers, again, is like, they're arbitrary, and they're subject to the changes of whatever the team wants to do, which is very dangerous to both the community and the players who invest time in it. So that's why I don't necessarily want to invest into private servers, and why I deleted my private character, because I'm not going to play the game according to how you want to play the game, right? And especially when you're cheating, and especially when you nerf Samurai. Samurai is extremely awesome in retail, but who are you going to show that awesomeness to, right? And then even when you get like your Relic, your Mystic, or Eonic, or whatever you want to get, right? There's a lot of work involved in that. There's a too much, it's too laborious. Like, who are you? Oh my God, who are they kidding? Like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not doing that. These guys are out of their mind. Just, my honest opinion is, let Final Fantasy XI die. Let Final Fantasy XI just die. Let it die. It has to die so it can be reborn. Because both in private and in retail, it's just not it. Not it. Hopefully something new. I'm really hoping for a remake. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't understand why they're not jumping on this idea. Like, remake the game. Just remake the game. Thank you for listening to my rants. Have a good day.